This is chapter 2 of the short story, Our Bodies. Chapter 2. He was 17 then. His backpack housed a couple of days' worth of clothes and a bottle filled with fountain water from the local park. Jasper had heard of the sickness. Whisper told from public wars. He was fearful, but tonight he let his heart get the best of him. In a way, he was excited. He wanted to feel love, to be held and enjoyed. And after all, he thought, it will be worth it to fall in love and die. At least he would have loved. In his hand, a badly drawn map led him to a street lamp, a broken down bus stop. In the distance, he could see the silhouettes of two people slowly walking the opposite way, hands on each other's waist. How wonderful, he thought, trying to swallow the anxiety clawing at his throat. He had imagined this 1,000 times. To fall in love, to crash and burn in an inferno of feeling, to die feeling something. According to the whisper, this is where the men met. At a section of coming and going. It was somehow symbolic, Jasper thought as he took a seat at the edge of the bench. The street felt liminal, quiet, and he saw a man approaching. A shadow of sweatpants and a ratty shirt stalking closer into the light. Hey. A man's voice lazily called to him. Jasper fumbled, turned around, and that was it, he thought. Hey, how are you? The man looked at him up and down in a practice assessment. You sure about this? The man's expression was hollow and skeptical. With bag under his eyes, he wasn't very good looking, but something was attractive about his fairness, and his eyes. He held the slightest glimpse of care. Yeah, Jasper hesitated. I have enough supplies for a few days. I think it will be nice. He was about to show the man what was in his backpack. The man smirked in amusement. You are cute, but you might not want this. He sighed. Maybe you should go home. Years after that, Jasper still remembered that moment clearly, which could have been his chance to exit and never look back. But fate inevitably happened. Jasper took a step forward, grabbed the man by his forearm, and landed a kiss on his cheek awkwardly. The man paused, then let out a breath. Then his lip found Jasper's. Then his tongue, dripping with desire, found its way through Jasper's teeth. Then his hand slowly went around Jasper's waist, cradling him to his first and final destination. It all felt very strange to Jasper. His body was surging with heat, tense, his mind calculating, trying to process what happened to him. Then he realized he was tasting passion. The doorway was opened. Any trace of concern had left the man. He seemed to stop questioning his conscience like a drunk after his first sip, now intoxicated in the blood of the vines. He was efficient and knew where to go. Every touch was electric, direct, no intention to make it last. It started to rain. The bus station was like a gallery display. As the street lamp dimly lit up the silhouette of their shapes, Jasper hesitated as the man took away each layer. But each time he gave in. Now his naked skin was the last layer of his defense. Jasper watched the man's face intently, calculating his intention, all while trying to lose himself in the moment. Drink it up, he said to himself. He was somehow glad that the man was enjoying himself. At least this was what he could offer. With this young body of his, then his body tensed, escalating towards a high. The rain, the bus stop, the light, the heat, and breath all narrowed to a pinpoint of ecstasy. Then emptiness. Where anticipation and desire had once lived, a void-like entity somehow stood, shrouding his mind, as breath, as nauseating, metallic, and numbing. Jasper felt as if he had opened a box, but in it he found nothing. A man was still lost in his own climax as his hand moved frantically, his eyes locked into Jasper's face with the animalistic hunger. It was as if he were trying to cement him in his memories. Jasper looked away. He felt ashamed, disgusted. Guttural sound escaped the man's throat. The ear lingered with the scent of a bodily fluid. His head tilted back, breathing heavily. That was hard. A heavy breath. We could maybe spend a couple more nights before. The man stopped himself midway through his ramble. His face met with a hollowness in Jasper's eyes. He leaned back towards Jasper. Another kiss, soft at first, then firmer, like he could bring back Jasper into it. Jasper didn't move as the man kissed him again. Jasper's gaze was unfocused. His head tilted slightly to the side. His breath had steadied. The tension in his limbs were gone. No trace of desire was left in him. He just wanted to leave. He didn't feel rewarded, and he wanted to silence the busy chattering in his head. Please just let me go, he thought. The man swallowed. His hand came up to Jasper's face, cradling his jaw, pulling him closer. A vivid kiss, desperate, urgent, forcing itself onto him. Jasper turned his head away. The man's breath broke. I understand. He chuckled. His eyes were hollow and still. His eyes turned toward a pile of clothes dumped in the heat of the moment. Lying slipped out of his own pocket, a handle of a knife. All right, he gazed set back on Jasper. Do what you are going to do. Finish it. Jasper could feel his skin writhing. He wormed his way into an upright position, pulling away from such an offering. You have to. The man's voice was firm, with a hint of desperation. If you do not want me, then you should finish it. Fear curled in Jasper's chest. There were so many ways in which he had imagined his own death, but not another's. No, stop! He cried. The man didn't. Within a few blue seconds, the knife was in his grasp. He leaped towards Jasper, forcing the knife into his outstretched right hand. Shaking with desperation, he dragged Jasper's hand towards his webbed throat. His blade drawn a drop of blood as it broke skin. The man was strong, but somehow Jasper still managed to pull his hand away from him. Put it through, boy. Don't be cruel and let a dead man live. Stop! We can just walk away, right? Jasper pleaded. His voice sounded like a child when it begged for a toy. You are naive, the man spit. No one walks away from this. He changed the direction of his force. The blade leaped towards Jasper's face. Jasper didn't think. His body reacted before his mind could tell him otherwise. In an instinct, he shoved the blade right through the man's chest. And everything felt right for a second. The weight of man's strength was like feather to him. The man's breath caught. A sharp, wet inhale. His eyes widened, his body jerking against Jasper's. There, that's it. For a second, they both went still. He felt it before he saw it, the warmth blooming between them, spreading across his hand, sticky and slow. Within his mind, he was scrambling, screaming, but all looked still under the soft rain. The bus stop and the empty car park. The man's hand pressed lightly against Jasper's waist, as if to steady himself. Jasper lost his perception of time. It felt as if they lay there for eternity. The sound of the rain re-entered his world as adrenaline worn off. The man collapsed onto the ground with a haunting smile on his face, as he was proud of Jasper and what he had finally done. That's chapter 2. And thank you so much. And I will catch you back for chapter 3.